Hi you guys, welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker and welcome to show and tell number 154. So it has been 2-ish weeks. I think we're like, today's the 18th maybe? I don't know. I have to look at the calendar to put it up for Vlogmas, but I've been doing Vlogmas in July, so I've been sharing most of my content there. I haven't been filming show and tells or acquisitions or hauls or anything like that, so that's kind of what today's video, and a video that will hopefully have either already come out or is coming out soon, will also be here to do. This weekend's been kind of quiet, so tomorrow, Monday, we should have like a hole where I can squish in a video and share one of the two that I need to film today. And then we'll do some Vlogmas content again, and then I'll try to slip in another one. I try, when I do Vlogmas in December, I try to not over inundate you guys with content. I do upload every day in December, whereas I've been uploading when I hit 20 minutes worth of content. It's been a very slow weekend, so I probably won't hit that today unless just something magnificent happens. But who knows? I mean, like I keep saying, I'm not going to try to judge the days. The last couple weeks have been very scattered. It's been very hard to keep up. It's very hard to mentally settle down and think where we're heading. Even in the morning, I can't tell you what I'm doing most of the days during the evening because it's apt to change very quickly. So I'm having to be much more fluid than I normally would be and able to switch directions for what I'm doing. So anyway, this is a show and tell video. I have lots of things to show and tell you about. So let's go ahead and dive in. We will probably go over my normal 20-minute time limit for my show and tell videos, but we're going to roll with it because this is 2 weeks worth of stuff in my basket. Very thirsty. Very thirsty. So first off, I actually have one thing to grab. We'll start off with talking about the Vlogmas in July stuff first, and then move into the stuff that I haven't been sharing during Vlogmas, or not really shared during Vlogmas. So first off, I started my Christmas cards. That was one of the goals. I did use an entire 6x6 paper pad that is a Martha Stewart Christmas pad. All I have to do is put the little inside cards in there that say, you know, wish you a Merry Christmas, stick a little border strip on it, and these are done. They're all embellished. They all have glitter or something on them to make them shiny and sparkly. I'm not going to do a full flip through. I'll do that at the end of the month with all of the cards. We'll do a recap either as part of Vlogmas or just its own separate video because there'll be a lot to say about a lot of these, especially when I start talking about like what sketches I use to kind of help design. But we have a little bit of everything in here. We do have some nice, well put together scrap cards. I am very happy with this. I think there were 36 when I counted this group, but I'm not positive. My second group, I have 18, 19, 20, like 24 done, but I have enough for another like 4 or 5 scrap cards. But I'm going to go set these back down so I don't spill them. Up next, I have also been doing some softy crafts. So 3 years ago, I made this Jeffrey the Eggnog. He was part of a kit that I actually ordered from Lion Brand, and it came with the, I believe his creator name's not bad, K-N-O-T. I will leave it tagged in the description box down below, but he's got this cute little set of 4 Christmas amigurumis, little characters, and this is Jeffrey the Eggnog with his little cinnamon stick, and so he's been sitting down here. I think I made him when we first moved into the house. I think this was one of the kits that I left out when we moved. So I had stuff to work on, and my intention had been to do Christmas in July. So maybe I did it in July that year, 2019. Anyway, I haven't touched this set since then. It's been sitting in a box. I shared it in Vlogmas. It's a little green carrying box that has a lift out tray and everything. They're really, really neat. I like them for projects like this where you have lots of little things. But this came with Vanna's Choice Yarn and Lion Brand DIY. Little bits for like the red, the black. You don't need a whole lot. White, yellow, honey, and Kelly green. We needed more. So anyway, I decided when I was cleaning the craft room, I came across, we'll come back to this story again. I came across this kit in the craft room as I was cleaning earlier this year and was like, we're going to work on this in July. We're going to do some Christmas and July stuff. So in doing that, I have made Eve the tree. Now, I have not decided how I'm going to embellish her yet. I am sharing her as being done. Originally, she was supposed to have a pom-pom on top, and they're basically bobble stitches with strings. And you just do isolated stitches and then take the tails and kind of like tuck them into the next one. But when I started trying to do that, even using like the blue and yellow instead of pink and blue, it looked like a belly button. And I couldn't get the distance on the dome quite right. So I haven't decided how I want to finish her. I kind of like her like this and maybe doing a pom-pom on top. But I do have some stuff in my like wreath making kind of things. And I might see if maybe we've got like some little beaded garland or something we can add. But I'm calling her done for now. Just because I don't know how I want to finish her off at this point. Then next up, we have Charlie the Gingerbread Woman. And she is finished. And she turned out so stinking cute. The hardest part I had actually was getting the arms and legs on. Normally it's faces, but the way these faces are done, these have been super easy to do. I had a harder time getting the little arms and legs on, and I still have like my seam I was trying to get hidden, and it's not quite working. I did change the buttons. They were supposed to be red and green, but I decided to opt for the aqua that was part of the kit just because I thought it was cuter with the pink. I love the 50s aqua with the cherry red and then the pink. Like, that's so totally a me color palette. If I could have a 50s kitchen in those colors, I would. My husband is not very keen on that though, so I won't have my 50s kitchen unless I do a take out on a mother-in-law suite as a studio craft room, and I will totally be getting an aqua formica table and having a little nook. Anyway, so those are the crocheted softies I have been working on as part of my Christmas and July celebration. I have one more softie in that kit. We're only halfway through the month, so I am very excited that I might actually get all 4 of these now done as a set and collection. The last one is a snowman, so I might get that started tonight. I might work on some cards tonight. I might do nothing like I did last night. I don't know. We'll just, who knows? Who knows at this point? Who knows? So up next, as part of the cleaning my craft room earlier this year, one of the other things that I ran across from when we moved here in 2019 was 2 in the box knit crates. Now, one is from August of 2019, and this is the one, this is project number 2 I'm going to share with you guys. Project number 1 might have its booklet in here somewhere. I'm not quite sure. But, let's see. That's that one. Yeah, it might have information down here. But this is another one. I think it's from 2019. It could be from 2018. But I caked up the yarn, put a tag on top of the boxes that said what size, because I'd originally planned on doing one of the projects that came in the knit crate. But I just packed them as a kit with everything and the information I needed to know. Was it a shawl? Was it a hat? I stuck that on a sticky note, put it on the top with the needle size I would need for that project, just so I made sure I packed those separately. And that way, as we were transitioning, because we had that month in the hotel, the extended stay hotel, where I wanted stuff to do and keep myself entertained in a hotel before we closed on this house, because, you know, the whole corporate move thing was a little convoluted for us. Anyway, this was one of those. I found it on the bookcase. I found 2 actually on the bookcase. I thought I had 4, and one of them had a purple sparkle yarn in it, but 2 of them could have already been taken apart and just these got thrown on the bookcase and I never noticed. But instead of doing the pattern that came with it, I decided to take this yarn and make another Mexican manteleta by Interlock Cat. I did get this blocked the other day. Finally, this is so big. I did this using one of the Avery Lane boxes when I was reviewing that subscription box. And it was a single skein version. This is the 2 skein version. So it is nice, large, and airy. It is absolutely beautiful. This is I believe this one is a Vitalana yarn. It is a chainette. I have not woven in the ends because when I took it off the blocking board, I just brought it in here so I wouldn't forget to tell you about it. But I love how this turned out. It is a beautiful, beautiful coral color. I actually have 2 summer dresses this will go great with. Something to throw over my shoulders when we go to church on Sunday, when it's chilly in the evenings, because we're still sometimes getting down to like upper 60s, lower 70s with a breeze here at night. Like, it's really weird because it'll be 100 degrees and then all of a sudden it actually cools off, which is unusual for here. But we are still just halfway through July. Who knows what August will be like. We are getting regular rain this year, which is nice. We desperately needed it when it started thunderstorming every night because everything was getting crispy. There's only so much your sprinklers can help when it's 100 degrees and dry. Anyway, the other project I did was from 2019. This is August 2019, and this is using Knitology in the worsted merino and the colorway Bohemian Waxwing. And I actually used the pattern that came in the knit crate because I do really like this pattern quite a bit. And I believe it's on Ravelry. If it is, I will leave it as a separate link. But I'm not sure how you say this. Aklunta Lakeside Shawl by Mary Dickerson. Love it. I highly recommend the pattern. It is kind of in a vein of a sampler, which I love a good sampler. Now, I have not blocked this one. This one just came off the needles the other night. I haven't soaked it or blocked it, but we've got a stockinette, a bobble, a variation on a broken rib, and then we go down and then we have our basic rib stitch down here. Now, she was wearing it as a scarf, but it is even unblocked long enough on the upper edge to wear as a shawl once it's blocked out. The upper edge won't get too much longer, but we will have a lot more length here. With the knit crate, however, the bottom rib row is supposed to be 10 rows long. And I only was able to get 7 out of it. And I barely, after tinking and coming back to it, was able to successfully bind it off without tinking back an entire row. So I did have to tink back the bind off a couple of times because I did do a variation on a stretchy bind off because I didn't want to lose the pliability on that outer edge. I wanted it to have a stretchier edge because it did end with the rib stitch. But I absolutely love this. The subtle, I wouldn't call it tonal, but it is playing with tone on tone in the colors. That very subtle streaking of the accent colors with the gray. Absolutely beautiful with this pattern. It doesn't distract from the pattern. It doesn't highlight the pattern either. It actually, they complement each other perfectly. So nothing really stands out wholly against the other thing, in my opinion. I think it's a well-balanced choice between the pattern and the yarn. So yeah, very excited. To me, this is like the best I've done in a long time as far as getting things finished and feeling accomplished at clearing things out from my craft room, because I've had lots of things like this where I set them aside especially to work on them and haven't gotten around to it. And I have some of them upstairs too. All right. Up next, I think this is the end of the crafty section. We have blocks. Not as many as you would expect, though. for it to have been 2 weeks. Clearly, I've had plenty of time to work here at home. I've got all those Christmas cards, plus all the, like, I've clearly had time to work at home. But we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 corner-to-corner squares. And once again, this is my worsted weight acrylic leftovers and scraps, worked with a size I hook. And these are 10 row corner-to-corner squares. I still haven't decided how I'm going to put these together, but I do think I'm going to focus on putting these blankets together in October and November. And that will be kind of like my main, this is what I want to do. Right now, I think we're now up to like 70, 75 of the corner-to-corner squares. And that would be enough, I think, to do 3 blankets. Because I think the last one I did with a 10 round C to C was 24 squares or 25. I might have done it 5 by 5, so it could have been 25 squares. I can't remember if I did that one 4 by, no, I had to have done, anyway, I've got it somewhere. We'll have over 100 by the time I'm done with that scrap bin. We're now 50% deplete, so we're doing good. We're making progress. I have 1 whole skein or 2 whole skeins in my travel bag right now and 1 partial skein. So we're making progress. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 granny squares. Do the same thing. It's worsted weight scraps and leftovers. This is using a size I crochet hook or a 5.5 millimeter, and these are 10 rounds. It just worked out that way. I didn't try to do it that way. These were actually started at completely different times. It just, the first one I went until I was sick of doing it and didn't want to do another row, and that's how I came up with 10. It wasn't some magic number that I was like, oh, I want this to be this size. No, I just went till I was bored. The bordering, regardless of the type of border I do on these, the bordering will still give me, you know, a couple inches width and length. So if I feel like I'm running short, I've got to remember I'm going to have, I mean, if I do single crochets, I'm going to have a 1/2 inch added between each section plus any border I do around the blanket. So, and I have plenty of worsted weight yarn to join these with. I have a bunch of grays. I have some camel colored. I've got a taupe. So hopefully we will see, you know, a huge haul just like all of a sudden open up in the fall, maybe beginning of December in that section. But let me set this down. I think that is all my projects for the last 2 weeks, which to me, with how I've been working, seems like a lot, because especially it's been nothing but blocks after blocks. Like, that's all I feel like I've been accomplishing. And then I got, you know, and I got 2 shawls. I got 2 softies. I did want to see if down here I had the tag for that yarn. I've got, yes, because that's what I had left over. So this is Vitalana Aloft in the colorway Tiger Lily. This was 48% merino, 20% baby alpaca, and 32% organic cotton. It is a DK weight. And I do believe this is also from 2019, but it could have been from 2018. The other color that year, I think it was a lavender. Was the other one you could have gotten that month. With the other one, the other colors, and it was after they moved to the booklet. Oh yeah, that's the one where I said I really wish I'd gotten the red or the purple. The purple's beautiful, but I really liked the red that month. So those were the other options I could have gotten that month, way back when I still subscribed to Knit Crate. But I still have plenty of Knit Crate yarns that you can see and can't see here to work my way through. These were just some kits that I had specially set aside at some point in the course of us moving to be worked together as a kit. That way I had things together to think about and work on. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a wonderful, fantastic day. As always, I love you guys. Please take care of yourselves. I'm going to go ahead and sign off here because we got 20 minutes here. And I know we're going to have like another 20 minutes for the other section of this, which is acquisitions. I do have lots of amazing things to show you in that video. So if it hasn't already uploaded, you know, come back, check that one out. If it has already uploaded, you know, and you haven't watched it yet, go check it out. Anyway, guys, take care. I love you, and I will see you real soon. Bye, guys.